You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Spice Girls, you know I love them. Takes me back to my first girlfriend when we went on a road trip. And she was only 18, so I had to call her mum and dad and say, would you mind if I took your daughter away for the weekend?
How old were you?
I would have been 19.
Right.
And had my
Cradle
licence.
snatcher.
Yeah,
Did you call her Baby Spice?
No, I didn't say it, but we had the Spice Girls album in the car. Album. With my elbow on the balcony.
Wow, what
And
Talking Sex in the City Butterflies.
Fever forever, I'll be waiting, everlasting, like the sun.
Tommy, what's
Album 2?
Whipper singing that song with his girlfriend under?
It is called
Don't Think Twice.
Don't Think Twice.
Don't think
It's
twice.
all right.
Yeah,
Whipper's
that-
in there if you find it, Macca.
That
What
was the
song is
girlfriend,
that?
Laura.
Bob
That is
Dylan,
a
isn't it?
song. Yeah, it's Bob Dylan, and it was done by Peter, Paul and Mary. Oh, here we go, Memories. Very good, recorded on a 4-track.
Make me change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway.
Beautiful. Don't think twice, it's all right.
Oh, it's
Do you know what
June
was-
and Johnny Cash.
Do you know what was more awkward? Is when Dad loved the version that we did.
Yeah.
So he would have people around for dinner, and if Laura and I were hanging out, he'd go, "Go and get the guitar, mate." And we'd sit at the table while eating
God, parents are so deluded
John's tomato
about their
spaghetti
kids.
and a mixed grill off the 4-burner, and Laura and I'd be sitting at the table singing.
Imagine if Bob. I think that's when Bob Dylan went into hiding. He didn't want to perform anymore.
Became a recluse.
Not my song.
Just when you thought you'd heard all the stories about the Spice Girls, this is a beauty. Macca, fire up some more Spice Girls, please. Go through the whole album. Who Am I is a new podcast or autobiography by Mel C. She's spoken about the Spice Girls when they signed a record deal, their first record deal. This was back in 1995, and they celebrated by going to a swanky restaurant where Victoria Beckham ended up ripping into the champagne far too hard. Stop right now is exactly what the bar server said. She then went on to have a few vodka shots.
If you know what, if you're signing a contract, that's celebration time.
They're like the biggest thing in the world. Like, what a huge moment, as if you don't rip
They
it.
then said we went and had a drunken cab ride to Kensington Palace, West London. This was after signing the record deal where they continued to party and they were going out for a further meal. By the time we arrived, the taxi was a wreck. There was lipstick, champagne and flowers all over it. Somehow, Victoria's knickers ended up being thrown out the window. When they arrived there, the taxi was so trashed, their manager, Simon Fuller, handed out another £50 to apologise to the driver. They turned up to this incredibly posh restaurant, stinking of booze and cigarettes.
Jesus.
Victoria, still with no knickers on,
Lovely.
ordered her meal and then fell asleep face down in her dinner.
Oh, good
I
effort.
bet she loves these stories coming out too.
I mean, you know what? For the boys now, for Brooklyn and that, there is a moment where you go, "Mum, you've had a bit of a crack." That's,
and Dad, professional footballer.
Yeah.
Like, what a
She'd
lad.
fallen forward, her skirt was up the back, and she was still Nicholas. Do you know, you're dead right though, Fitz.
Was he in the
because-
band, Nicholas? Was he?
No, not Nicholas.
Oh, sorry.
Without Nicholas.
Okay.
Do you know what I love, though? You're right, because it's when somebody transforms to be such a prim and proper professional person and you still know there's a bit of a drunk maggot in there.
No.
Oh, yeah,
well,
a
see,
bit of bogan in
You know, there's
everyone.
always a bit of bogan in there hiding.
they were all bogans.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were, weren't
That's
they?
why they were so relatable to Spice Girls.
All we hear now is the fact that she's too posh to sing with the Spice Girls, and second to that, we read that she only has her salmon cooked in a certain way each day, and everything has to be set. And
Well, I think she
Oh,
was
my God.
always, that's why they called her Posh Spice, because she was a little more upper crust than the others, but not hugely, and clearly can drink.
it's like a great day at Randwick, isn't it? When everyone turns up looking so good. They've spent 2 weeks prior getting their self ready for the track, the frock, the hair, the nails, the fake tan, and they step out of the car and walk in looking beautiful.
Tom, there's the Austin Powers outfit.
Oh yeah, Tom.
Frill shirts.
Yeah, Tom's always
yes.
gone the novelty.
Saying groovy for the 485th time.
Or at a Bucks party, dressed as Borat in a
Matt
mankini.
DeGroot in a silver tie.
Oh yes, and nothing else.
And a Looney Tunes vest.
Oh, just to match his silk boxer shorts.
I was going to say it's Saturday night.
And then they leave carrying their shoes and a friend holding their hair as they vomit into the rose garden.
Lovely.
It's a great day out. Well done, Posh.
Lights, camera, clarity.
The top trending stories in entertainment this morning, and there is a fair bit. Kanye West has sat down and discussed leaving Gap, and let's be fair, he's just sounding like good old Kanye.
I feel like you're not happy with them today, so you're not going to be too optimistic.
No, I'm saying they have one individual on the planet that could save the Gap. And
Who
that
is it?
individual... I'm asking you, who do you think it is? Sometimes the answer is sitting right in front of you.
Kanye, mic drop.
I agree with him.
Oh, come on, the brand is its own thing without him. He was just sort of one arm
Yeah, but
of
you
it.
want to take it to the next step or what?
Do you know what? I think
That's my Kanye.
if you're prepared to employ Kanye, first of all, you got to pay him a lot of money. Second of all, you can't have anyone standing up to him.
No, you got to let him do his thing.
Can't have anyone going, oh, those new foam shoes that now
That look
enclose
ridiculous.
not just your feet but your knees as well. I don't know if they're going to work, Kanye. You've got to let him go, man.
And
you
I
do.
think they did. I'm not entirely sure where it's all fallen over. Was it that they didn't let his stuff stay in
I
garbage
don't know
bags?
who's going to be the Medici family and stand up and let him create, man.
I don't know, man.
You know, Nike, Google.
Oh, we'll wait and
He is.
see.
I mean, he's right up there with all those guys.
Isn't it? Hey, obviously with The Crown, it went on pause when the Queen passed away, but it is back filming. Matt Smith, who played Prince Philip, I can't recall which season it was, but he's also now in House of the Dragon.
Yes,
One of the
he
main
is. How
characters.
good is he?
He's an excellent actor, but he sat down on NBC's Today Show over in the States, and obviously they wanted to know, most of all, whether or not he had met the royals. He is English, and and if any of them actually watched the show. And this is what he said.
I met the now King Charles and told him that I thought he had fabulous shoes, which he told me that he'd had for 30 years.
Oh, really?
They were red. They were like red brogues. They were beautiful. And then I met Harry once at the Polo, which sounds a bit grand, but it wasn't that grand. And he rocked up to me and he went, "Grandad."
Granddad?
Yeah, because he'd watched the show. I heard the Queen had watched it. Oh, yeah, and she used to watch it on a projector on a Sunday night, apparently. And I know that Philip definitely didn't.
No.
A friend of mine sat next to him at a dinner once, and he asked him, "Philip, I have to ask, have you watched The Crown?" And apparently he turned around to him and went, "Don't be ridiculous."
That's probably
Can I,
a yes.
can I just say, if Harry's leaving the Royals, there goes all your humour out of the Royals.
He does have a laugh, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Name me one other royal left there, right, that can have a laugh now. Even the Queen can have a laugh.
Andrew?
Well, he's taken the PISS. I think that's different, isn't it?
Do you know?
He's not laughing too much these days.
No, I got the wrong name. Maybe,
Harry
maybe
and Mike
Edward.
Tyndall, maybe.
Maybe Edward's an absolute firecracker. We never hear anything from him.
No, well, fourth-born, very quiet.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube today and check out Princess Anne's 5 minutes up on the comedy stage.
She
It's
is
amazing.
loose.
Yeah, loves it. Guys, George Clooney has spoken about his kids, which he doesn't often do. He is a friendly guy, but he doesn't speak much about them. But he was asked how he would feel if they wanted to get into the acting and entertainment game, and this is what he said.
They can do whatever they want. My guess is that they're a little smarter than me, so they'll probably do something. They already speak 3 languages, so I'm still working on English.
So how old would they be?
They're 5 and they speak 3 languages.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, I put that down to their mother.
He's
She's
very articulate, but also his mother is...
Oh, yeah.
She's super smart.
Amal
Big
is.
time.
Finally, very exciting. Blake Lively is pregnant. She and Ryan Reynolds, baby number 4 on the
Wow.
way. Yeah, she stepped onto the red carpet with a bump, which is how she's announced all of her pregnancies. And she looks fantastic, always does. I don't know when she'd be due. You could guess maybe she's 6 months along.
That's awesome.
Big couple of days for Ryan, colonoscopy, and now the
that's
announcement
right.
of the...
Yeah, that's a
Was
fun
that the
story.
the Sesame Street shot?
No, that was different.
I'm going to let you try and explain what he put on Instagram for the...
As part of announcing the pregnancy, one of the news outlets combined all of his... You know how he loves to write things about his kids? And,
Yes.
You know, like one of my daughters loves Disneyland, so I went and told her all about it. And he puts always funny little things up. He was on Sesame Street and he was dressed as the letter A.
Yeah, and he's got his head,
His head is in the...
the gap
A.
in the A.
What, as a grown man or when he was a
as a
kid?
grown
No,
man.
as a grown man. So he's written something about how it's hard to get your head out of the A-hole.
The A-hole.
And then he goes on a bit and there's a bit more to it. Thank you, Whips. I shouldn't have shared that with you.
Very good.
It is
It's very Sesame Street, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oscar the Grouch came in. They all had a bit of a laugh at the A-hole.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.